What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Citizen Sleeper 2. We are at the end game. I am on the ropes right now. Shit, when did I get that much stress? Wait, hold on. What the fuck how did I get up to 3 stress? I don't even remember when that happened. Shit. Well, I'm about to break the fuck out of some of my dice now, but we have only a little bit of a final push to go. Maybe one more day, and then we'll see what the rest of this holds. Here we go. This is about to get dangerous. Come on, give me some high rolls. Nope. Okay. That's fine. Oh, everybody rolled terribly too. Alright. This is gonna help a little bit. Okay, and I need you to help me out here. Bliss, please, 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 please help me out. Fucking hell. Okay, the mainframe is ready. Time to call in Ankita and Carmen's strike on the ship. The heat inside the Habpep core is intense as you stare at the column of the mainframe, its one blinking light still keeping time. Everything is prepared. Bliss looks at you, their hair stuck to their forehead with sweat. We should let Carmen know. You glance at Ankita's thumbnail drive, now slotted in the main terminal, containing a data packet with everything you need to unseat Lane and reveal the Senate Stat ship. You hope it'll be enough. You hold a finger to your earpiece and let Seraphin know to relay the message through to Carmen. All right. Seraphin's voice is heavy with worry. I'll tell them. A long pause. Be safe, Sleeper. Get this done and come back. I will. Good luck, friend. The comms click off as Seraphin switches to Carmen's channel. You wait, imagining the conversation, the tense words activating the plan. You wait long enough for Carmen and Ankita to nod to each other, long enough for them to drop down through the bays in silence, to check the weapons they stole from Utsubo, to take positions, and then to make their move. You grab the connector and hold it behind your head, close to your access port. You silently count to 3 and then connect. At first, nothing's changed. You drop into a state of stasis, a small dark space with no cracks. The mainframe is locked down, shut off, squeezed inside the grip of some clenched fist. Then you see it. A trickle of light, a flicker of threads. The Overseer flows into the space, and the torrent begins to run. The rushing gray pulse of data, the connective threads, the jewel of the mainframe. They grow inside the space, and the space, in turn, grows. We see you there, Sleeper. Overseer separates and reforms within the expanding landscape. Who is the other? An enemy. Overseer's 3 heads nod. Then we will do what is necessary. Overseer explodes. The points and lines of the light that described its human form separate and multiply, constellations bursting outward like a tree of stars. Overseer becomes plural. As they do, the darkness is pushed back, and the extent of the mainframe is revealed. It is a stack of jeweled surfaces, each revealing more facets as the angle changes. From these facets, threads project, cutting out across Darkside, paths that stretch the length of the entire station. Their arrangement is an invitation. You accept their invitation, sending yourself skimming through the lines of light, seeing how the station connects and hums with the flow of data. You see their highest tower, the lowest hex, and the origin of the dark. A squiggle of black wrestles around a single point, the Senate Stat ship, now a battleground. You see flashes and flickers as Overseer dances around it, cuts at it. But looking around, you see Overseer is everywhere now, multiplied into 1,000 forms, reunited with a system designed to serve them. They dissolve into it. You suddenly remember what needs to happen, what you need them to do. You send out separate requests, summoning Overseer, reminding them of your agreement. You take the bright polygon of the data packet and present it like an offering to Overseer, who is diffuse, crackling all around you, euphoric in their reconstitution as a functional protocol. You receive no response. There is nothing more than a whisper, snatched away on the flow of data rushing by. And then you hear the static in your earpiece, Seraphin's desperate cry for a response. You see a bright point suddenly close. Inside the core with you, a broadcast going out from it like the beam from a lighthouse. You reach back and pull on the connector, just to clear the brightness from your eyes, just to block the broadcast. I found you. Lane floats in the mainframe, sweat across his brow, his eyes steely cold. I finally found you. Bliss comes out of the dark with force and ferocity, striking at Lane, wrestling him away. You freeze, watching Lane fight back. hearing Seraphine's voice shimmering in your earpiece, passing on Carmen's desperate request for aid. Ooh. You freeze watching Lane fight. We gotta fight him. You kick off from the terminal behind you, gliding through the flickering lights that emanate from the mainframe. As you do, a bright crack and flicker fires and you see a figure fall back, stunned. You cannot slow your approach and you slam into Lane. That crack and flicker again. A bright pain that locks your body in spasms. Lane with the weapon, something boxy in his hand. Your friend, stunned, just out of reach. Lane's face large in your vision, a smile like knives. The finger of Lane's carrier signal reach inside your mind. You are boxed into the viewing window behind your eyes, a passenger in your own body. Lane is in control. Oh, it's so much easier now that I'm prepared. It's almost a seamless switch. Lane's face is in your vision, but his mouth doesn't move, and the duality of it, like a mirror turned to face itself. In perfect unison, you and Lane lift your hands in front of your face and turn them, inspecting them. You feel sickened, a flare of panic going off in your mind. Look at this. Lane opens and closes your fist with a motion like a wave that runs finger to finger. There are improvements to be made, but this is remarkable. Lane's eyes look into your eyes, a perfect loop. I always knew your body was a gift. From the moment I first saw you, a gift you could not recognize, because you only saw a burden, something to be escaped from. But I saw what it was. Lane's eyes flash, an opportunity. Like a puppet, you're turned to face the mainframe. You glide forward a little, hands reaching for the access terminal. Ankita's drive glints there in its slot. You control none of this. Lane's voice. Imagine having more than one body, more than one agent in the world to do your bidding. Your hand reaches down, finger and thumb pinching delicately around the drive. It's a thrilling thought, and one I have harbored for a long time. With a short, sharp motion, you pull the drive free. Then I saw you, my sleeper, and I knew I must have you. You hear Seraphine's voice in your ear. Sleeper, Carmen needs that signal to go out, now. There's a panic in his voice. They can't hold out any longer. No matter how hard you try, your lips do not move. No words can be produced. You feel your hand under Lane's control, reach up and pull the earpiece out, letting it float away in the chamber. Enough distractions. Your other hand holds up Ankita's drive, turning it in the light in front of your eyes. Some time ago, I set myself the task of changing you from a hollow thing into a vessel to be filled. Your finger and thumb transfer the drive to your palm. And now I'm able, with the help of my allies, to fill you up. I'm more than singular now, more than flesh and blood, more than you in my ambition, in my desire, and that means you are surplus to me now. Your fist closes hard around the drive, crushing it to dust. Weak and broken thing. Your time is over. Lane's other body approaches you and lays its hand on either side of your head. You feel the pressure. You cannot move. You cannot resist. Then a spark, as one of Lane's fingers slips and depresses a little into the access port on your head. There's a flicker, the flash of something passing through the spaces between, something writing a signal back to its broadcaster. We have not forgotten. You hear Overseer. They are reconstituted. We are ready to act as one. Overseer holds the bright data packet in a single hand. We were broken. We were many. But now we are whole, and we appreciate what you have done. Overseer shapes the data packet into a point, a bright spear of light. The spear extends through your mind gently, harming nothing of you. Instead, its point finds the mind of the other, of Lane, and pierces it directly. You hear Lane scream as his implants burn in his skull, his head flaring bright white in the cloud. And then, when that mind has gone dark and the pressure of the sides of your head has receded, the packet explodes across the network, white hot and urgent. In its wake, data points are seeded, conversations, coordinates, a conspiracy. At the furthest point of the network, its distant edge, the data packet arrives with little more force than a notification, delivered to every device and terminal within its range. But here, at the epicenter, it blasts through you with such power that for a moment, every thought, every idea, every piece that you might make up of a self is wiped cleanly from your mind. Oh shit. takes a long time to put a person back together. A long time in the dark, picking up fragments of what was once whole. Like waking from sleep, you can never be sure what piece might have gone missing in the reconstruction, what might have been lost. But you continue anyway through hazy cycles of faces and distant voices. This is, after all, not the first time you've had to remake yourself, and you imagine it will not be the last. You're up. Seraphin finds you looking out the lone window in the rig's berths, a slit that stares out at the shattered edge of Darkside. How long was I out? Seraphin gives you a half grin. Best not to think about it. He looks away for a second. Long enough. Suddenly, Seraphin crosses the bunks and embraces you. He squeezes you once and then backs off, hands on both your shoulders. Good to see you up. He smiles, as always. Come on, we need to go find Bliss. Seraphin leads you out of the bunks, through the ship, and down the docking tunnel onto Darkside. As you glide through the docks, he recounts what's been happening over these past few cycles. You weren't the only one to take a beating. He squeezes through a group of cargo porters carrying crates. Ankita and Carmen held out against the Senate stat ship long enough, but they aren't without their share of injuries. They're back on their feet now, though, working together. They've managed to quiet down some of the remnants of Utsubo, stop the factional infighting. They're cleaning out one of the Utsubo safe houses over in the Rise, and I'm sure they could use the help if you need something to do. Marco has come to the station too. He wanted to help with the cleanup after Utsubo fell. He's working with Ankita. I should go see him, but... Seraphin sighs. You feel like he hasn't quite accepted Marco's reappearance. You aren't sure how you'd react to seeing him again either. Oh, and Carmen isn't sticking around. He's already left for Oliveira. Seraphin pauses for a second, a memory of that place coming back to him. You watch him shake the thought away. Junie, meanwhile, is digging into all that data she pulled from the bunker. She is down in the HabPep core most cycles, trying to make the sense of it. Anyway, you'll soon catch up on everything. He smiles sympathetically, but there's something behind his look. You can't quite place it. The two of you continue on in silence, drifting into the depths of Darkside. Good friends, side by side. Seraphin leads you down into a passage lined with bright screens and signs, sound and light blasting out of the shop fronts on either side. You know this place, Flicker Row. He stops outside a familiar door, the shop you woke up in all those cycles ago. He gives the door a few quick raps with his knuckles. You wait. Hey, sleeper. When you're ready, we should talk about the future. What comes next, all that. Whenever you like. Thanks. I'll let you know. Seraphin looks away. Sleeper! Bliss opens the door and immediately jumps to hug you. They let go sheepishly and look between you and Seraphin. First day up. I thought you'd both be celebrating your freedom. I don't want to overdo it. Seraphin shakes his head. Plus, there's more important stuff to talk about. His eyes shoot up into the shop and beyond. Bliss's voice drops. You sure, Seraphin? They just got up. Can it wait a cycle? Seraphin looks at you. They should know, Bliss. It's important. They nod hesitantly, and then back into the shop, letting you come inside. Little has changed since you were last there. The stacks of servers, the refurbished hardware secured in roof and wall netting, the connectors, including the one that facilitated your reboot. Bliss and Seraphin follow behind quietly, and the atmosphere is immediately ominous. I've been keeping an eye on you these past cycles. Bliss hooks their legs onto a stool by a counter, making sure you're stable. Your frame, I'm sure you know, has been through a lot. And when Overseer pushed Lane out, well, things got more complicated. All of those changes Lane made to your system, he did it through your stabilizer. He laced it with proteins meant to alter your frame's basic function, to accept other emulations, other minds, to open you up to remote access. What Overseer did corrected some of that, or at least wiped it from your system. But the stress involved, and the damage from your last partial reboot? Bliss falls silent, unable to answer their own questions. We need to finish the reboot, Sleeper. The one Lane interrupted. Seraphin can always be relied on to tell you things straight. Not immediately, but at some point soon. I'm not quite ready, but now that you're up... Bliss looks down. I'll get to work. How can I prepare? Bliss takes a deep breath. Look, I'll be honest, Sleeper. I know we need to finish the reboot Lane interrupted. I'm sure of it, but the effects? They shake their head. Your frame was complex to begin with, but after everything, the reaction could be bad. We could talk more about it when I have the... Bliss stops suddenly, their eyes shooting to the door. Sorry, am I? Flint floats in the doorway. They look at you wide-eyed. You're up. A smile crosses their face, though it quickly fades. Good to see you. Really good. And you. Flint nods, and silence falls on the group. Flint has become my patient, too. Bliss claps Bliss clasps their hands nervously together. We've been able to acquire some stabilizer from Lane's stores, which has helped, but we don't have much of a supply. Bliss is going to reboot me, like you were. Flint cuts in. I won't need stabilizer anymore. They sound almost excited at the prospect. You look to Bliss. Flint knows the risks, but they have asked for the procedure. They give Flint a warning look. Still, they shouldn't underestimate the danger. Bliss looks at Flint. Sleeper will need the reboot, but they don't have a choice in the matter. It's essential. Flint goes quiet. Bliss and Seraphim look nervously at you to see your reaction to all this. You feel like a stoplight is being shown in your face. All you want is some time alone to think. We should do it together, Flint speaks quietly. Whatever risk, we risk it together. They meet your eye. I owe you that much and more. Let's pick this up again in future. Bliss tries to calm the tension. I still need many cycles to prepare, especially if I'm able to reboot you both simultaneously. It'll be your choice, Sleeper. You decide when. They reach out and lay a hand on yours. But without this, you soon will begin a decline. I'm sorry for that. Your head spins. Seraphim slaps a button to open the door. Come on, Sleeper. Let's get you some air. You follow him outside, but when you can't get there, all you can think is that you can't breathe. You don't need to breathe. A wave of claustrophobia passes over you. You're in control of this, Sleeper. Seraphim stares at the lights and signs of Flicker Row, looping endlessly. You put what you need in order, and I'll be right there with you. I got Bliss to teach me a little about the repairs they've been doing for you. Seraphim rubs his hands together. I know it's getting worse, but I'll do my best to keep you running. You let me know when you want to leave, and I'll fly you out of this place faster than you can believe. He turns to face you, and we can go wherever you need. There's time for us yet. Thank you. You never need to thank me, Sleeper. He pats you on the shoulder. Just look after yourself. I was also thinking... Seraphim looks away. I got a message from Olivera. They're still getting the place together, but with Carmen heading back, the colony is starting a new chapter. Maybe we should head out there at some point. Lend a hand. He pauses, unwilling to push it further. Just a thought. Anyway, just give the word. We're all glad you're back. He turns and drifts away, leaving you among the cycling colors and cacophonous sounds of Flicker Row. You close your eyes and let them wash over you like a wave. There, in the dark of your mind, you search for Overseer, but the protocol does not appear. You wonder if, in that final moment, Overseer might have destroyed themselves to end Lane. But then you feel it, flickering nearby, a signal in the dark. You open your eyes and see something pass through the screens of Flicker Row, a shadow in all the brightness. Could Overseer still be here, in the ancient networks of the Habpep? You turn away and glide out of the row. You have other things to worry about now. Yes! Break free of Lane's grip, forever! Yeah! Awesome. How are you doing? Cadet finds you in a dark side thoroughfare, a glass-roofed canyon of struts and screens. Still recovering. Hey, I get it. Cadet smiles, but look where we are. She gestures around at the broad street with its layers of tech and dirt. Heart of the belt. You look, really look, at the glass-roofed street. Its walls are built from scaffold and shipping containers, hull plates and Solheim Hab units. People glide across the open space to units and shops on either side, and everywhere screens flicker and glare without sense and reason. You could feel the heat, the power that flows through this place, collected by the vast solar cells that form the city's foundations. Heart is the right word. This place is a center of circulation, toned muscle tough, and running to a beat. You turn to Cadet and see it in her eyes. She loves being here. I've been thinking of how good it would feel for me to run my airbike down the street, she smiles. This city has to need couriers, right? That's a good idea. I know. She flexes her shoulders back. But there's some unfinished business weighing me down. She meets your eye. Hexport. You think of the drive tucked away in the scatter yards, the one that contains the data stream from a drone mind vivisection, the one that might have caused the loss of an entire station. We need to go and finish what we started. Cadet looks deathly serious. Find who's responsible and make it known. Clear my name. Is Hexport still irradiated? I would think so, she sighs, but it'll be fading. We can get in and get out safely from what I know. And we better try soon, because the safer it gets, the more scavengers will come to pick the bones. We want there to be something left to tell the story. I just know a lot went down. Cadet puts a hand on her hip. But these clowns could still be operating. Hell, they could be trying the same thing again on this station. We need to go find what they did. She takes a deep breath. I'll be waiting. And maybe, once it's all done, she turns away. I'll let you take the first air bike ride through this place. She raises a hand and then it's gone. New contract. Alright, the rig. First of all, we gotta fix the fuck out of our stuff. So, first of all, let's go. We have a lot of these. Fixing. We're gonna have a lot of glitches. That's fine. Fixing them up. Excellent. Excellent. Cool. Okay. I'm out of stress, which is great because I've slept enough, right? I guess that's the idea. Wow, a lot of stuff on Dark Side. Okay, so Junie has gone straight to the Habpep core and is asked not to be disturbed. What's she doing down there? Okay. This is scrap. Scrappers know their business, but they often have sorting and processing work for those who can spot corroded trash, so we could work if we want. This is food. Kentis Corner is a tiny booth built. Excellent. Flicker Row. Utsubo Safe House. The safe house stretches deep into the block and beyond. Utsubo had many secrets, and this is the time to reveal them. Ankita and those working with her have gathered and packed a lot of the Utsubo materials, but they need moving out. Oh, interesting. Okay. And then, what's this guy? Bliss is preparing the software to finish a reboot, a necessary procedure if you want to halt your frame's rapid decay. And then, supplies and fuel. Okay. Wow. Okay. So yeah, we have a little bit of kind of post-game quests to fulfill. We have a lot of drives actually. Clear the safe house, wait for Bliss, return to Greenbelt, get engine components in the scatter yards. Return to Farspindle. Revisit the Hexport remains, return to the scatter yards, travel to Oliveira. Yeah, so we have some, this is our, like, we've done it, we've defeated Lane, now we just got to do some other, we got to do some other stuff. Oh, we could get, wow. Oh, so we can go back to Oliveira now, that's awesome. Can we go, we can't go back to Wellspring. I don't know if I really would want to. So the farthest we actually have to go is Farspindle here. And in fact, probably the scatter yards is actually the better place to go. Greenbelt. We want to go back to Greenbelt because we have this, right? We have the packed spores. Oh no, the spores are going to Farspindle, right? Wow. Okay, a little bit of everything going on. I think this actually might be a shorter episode, but I think I'm gonna call it here. The post game is ahead of us. We can't do anything here. That's fine. Is there anything we can do? Maybe we'll just use our 2. Why not? Nice. Cleaning house. Yeah, I love it. Okay. Yeah, we're very definitely at the end here, but we have our loose ends, which I want to do. It's funny because the original Citizen Sleeper, the way that game was structured, it was like you just picked your ending, right? You found your natural out point because there were a bunch of different ways that the Sleeper could end the game. This game feels like an RPG, like a real RPG, like tying up all the loose ends with everybody that you have in your party. And then eventually we'll go for a reboot, right? I think that's an interesting thing. I wonder if there are multiple endings here, in the sense that I wonder if there are multiple variations of people that we can kind of interface with and spend the rest of our lives with. But either way, we're going to call it here. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe if you want to see future episodes. We only have a couple more, I imagine, and we're going to do a little bit of a quick montage through them. See you then.